So here we are, my friend. You find me in the Adriatic, sailing away from my worries. And yes, it is another solo trip. I am here completely alone. You ask me about traveling solo, and you wonder, do I get lonely? And of course, the answer is yes. Okay, so while literally being on your own and going places is definitely something that can make you feel lonely, I believe that there are so many benefits to travel that outweigh that feeling. Hello baby, this video is coming to you live from Dubrovnik, Croatia. So you may be a person who wants to travel on their own, see it as not being as good as traveling with someone else. I myself have traveled in lots of different ways. I have traveled on my own with ex-partners, I've traveled with friends. I have traveled on my own when I've had partners as well. Going with someone else is going to be very different to going on your own. As you can see, ultimately I have returned to traveling on my own, and I think probably COVID was, a big learning curve for all of us. Lots of curves in the COVID situation, wasn't there? One of the curves was the learning curve. We all learnt so much about ourselves, or at least I'd like to think we did. One of the things that I learnt was that life is short. You never know what's around the corner. I've always found travel to be extremely beneficial, exciting, interesting. Before COVID, I kind of had gotten into the habit of not really traveling a huge amount on my own. I myself had also been put off a little bit by this idea that, if you go traveling on your own, who's there to remember it? Did it really happen? I realized that you really shouldn't not do things you want to do just because of exterior circumstances, contexts, who you're friends with, who you're not friends with, who you're partnered up with if you're single, all of that stuff. I really am a believer that if there's something you want to do, you should be doing it. Not doing things because other people aren't doing them with you is a mistake, because there's so much to learn from travel. Dubrovnik is one of the most visually spectacular places I have ever been to. I give it an 11 out of 10 for beauty. Coastal Croatia has this stunning natural beauty, these beautiful limestone cliffs, beautiful pine forests. The water is just like the Aegean, very, very clear turquoise waters, quite warm, relatively speaking, to Australia anyway. Beautiful islands, stunning, 11 out of 10. The stunning old town is preserved so beautifully. The town is perfect. It's made completely out of limestone. The ground is polished limestone, which is just spectacular. What can we learn from travel? Well, obviously we learn about other cultures, or we learn about other places historically, socially, in all sorts of different ways. The arts, if you are so inclined to be interested in the arts. You learn so much about the way people live and the different attitudes that people have. I believe that travelling in any way is a life-altering experience. Every time I've gone travelling on my own, I have shifted something inside of me in some way. I guess that's the beauty of travelling on your own. You connect with the way people do things, or at least that's the idea. Hopefully you do. You connect with another culture's experience, and that helps you reflect on your own experience in some way. So it's possible to have these seismic shifts in identity, ideas, values, etc., etc. I think when you're removed from your context and you're in a new context, it's easier to learn about yourself. It's easier to learn about what you like, what you dislike, how you want to live, how you want to dress, all these little things that maybe when you're just going about your daily business, everything's quite automated. A lot of stuff becomes subconscious because it's just routine. When you are out of that, you have no choice but to see things differently because you are in a different situation. Hi. Well, that was way too close, wasn't it? This is Angle Obsessed Future Editing Patricia, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank the new subscribers that have come to this channel. Welcome, and thank you so much for supporting my work by subscribing, liking, and commenting. When you do that, it means that I know what you want to see more of. I very much appreciate everyone who follows me and does all that for me, and I know that some of you have been here for literal years. But I did want to focus in on the new friends, our new arrivals, because maybe you don't know it, but you are a sign to me that I am heading in the correct direction with my work. I've spent most of the last year and a half changing my content from what it was before. I've been trying to construct this space in a way that feels more aligned with me, and it has been quite stagnant here for a while. But getting some encouragement in the form of subscriber growth shows me that by being authentic to what I feel is correct for me and my channel is a reminder to me, and as a result of being a reminder to me, it now becomes a reminder to you, my friend, to you, that when you do what feels authentically true to yourself, the universe, the source, the God, whatever you believe, rewards that. So thank you so much for affirming that belief in me, and thank you for allowing me to express that to all of you who might need that guidance right now as well. Big love, big kiss, and let's get back to our programming. Some of us, for me, it's definitely taken practice to learn how to travel on my own and how to be comfortable with that, how to feel safe in that. If you want to be good at it and you're not good at it now, practice, do it more often, and you can start slow before you jump off a cliff into the Aegean or into the Adriatic. You can take yourself on a weekend away, somewhere near where you live. You can go visit a family member. Also, just daily experiences like taking yourself on a date to a restaurant on your own. If it's safe, then practice these things, and that's how you will learn to be better at traveling on your own. A disclaimer, of course, there needs to be a certain level of safety when you travel on your own, and it's important to develop self-protective strategies, self-protective practices, things like navigation. You need to be able to navigate yourself so you can get back to where you started safely. Doing research, making sure you are going to towns, cities, or hotels that are safe. Obvious things like not accepting rides or drinks from strange men in the night. In terms of getting through the awkwardness of being on your own, or maybe the boredom, definitely have a library of podcasts. They allow you to be sitting, not using your hands, relaxing, people watching, while having someone whisper sweet nothings into your ear and help you feel comfortable. Another way to not get lonesome is to plan specific events. So, for example, go to a specific concert or conference, festival, or a workshop, retreat, yoga classes in a particular city. All these sorts of little things, have them planned ahead of time if you're worried you're going to get lonesome. This will give you opportunities to meet new people, make new friends as well. And if you are really, really nervous about traveling on your own, go on a planned tour. You can join me in Japan in 2024. Great way to get started on traveling on your own, knowing that you're going somewhere and someone's going to look after you for a little while. If you would like to see some extra content from me, head on over to my gorgeous Patreon community where I post brand new videos every week. I have been doing so for years at this point, and this coming Friday's video is basically a 15-minute energetic pep talk if you need it, babe. There's always a point at which you want something and that thing seems very far away. There's this big gap in there, and I've often spoken to that gap because that gap is the difficult part. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this whispered video. Hopefully the creepy 1930s music that keeps playing at this hotel is not all over this audio. Thank you so much for joining me today.